Hello, everybody. This is Michael Prince with BecauseFamily.org and FamilyTechBlog.com. Fortnite has released Chapter 2 of their game, basically just a sequel to the original Fortnite. As I sit and watch people react to the launch of the new Fortnite game on YouTube, I'd like to kind of unpack for you what this update means. Many parents, we let our kids play the game. We don't understand much about how it all works and what goes on in it, but it would be good for us to know and be able to see what Chapter 2 is like so that we can understand what our kids are talking about when they want to play it so badly, when they're playing with their friends and all that. So first of all, the way they launched Chapter 2 was actually quite genius. It came about with the closing of Chapter 1 with a black hole that destroyed the world that you play the game in. It destroyed the map that you're on when you play Fortnite. And when this happened, they shut the game down for 2 days, pretty much. And what that means is probably your kids freaking out because they're not able to play. They shut the game down for 2 days. For 2 days, there was just an image of the black hole in the center of the screen, and that is all you could see if you tried to log in to play Fortnite. This was really, in my opinion, a genius way to amp up excitement for the release of Chapter 2. They also changed their Twitter to where their Twitter was full of just pictures of that black hole, as well as kind of little clips and replays of the black hole destroying the map. What they've done whenever you log into the game the first time after it released, after they released Chapter 2, it takes you through the video of the intro to the game, or the kind of trailer release for the game. And then whenever they jump out of the bus, the party bus, you basically take over as a player and you start to run around and play the game, explore the new map. You do so playing against bots, so artificially intelligent enemies that you're fighting against that aren't powerful enough to, really hurt you. So many folks jumped in there and destroyed their first game every time. So it's shut down for 2 days and then released the new map. You can do some new things in the game. You can fish for weapons, and that's showed off in the trailer. There's also boats that you can do. You can pick up enemies after they get knocked out and carry them around to keep their friends from being able to revive them. Which I've already seen videos of people finding interesting ways to kill the enemies that they have knocked unconscious by taking them up to a tall tower and throwing them off or something like that. So that's kind of whatever, interesting. You can also prepare to move into a brand new game right after you are eliminated in the game you're in, so you don't have to go back out to what they call the lobby. So that could be kind of confusing for parents if you tell your kid, hey, you can play one more round, and they never look like they ever left the round because they didn't go back into the lobby. So if you're checking in and looking at the screen to see if they're out of the round, it constantly looks like they're in the same round, because they literally didn't have to back out to move on to the next game. So that could be a really difficult time sucker, in which a game like Fortnite already is by default, because it's so easy to just jump in, play the game, and not be thinking about the amount of time you're spending playing it. My advice for parents about Fortnite is, first and foremost, the time that your kids are putting into it. A couple hours a day may not be that big a deal. But if you have kids who want to play nonstop, it's all they want to do. If they're young, then I would recommend paying close attention to the amount of time they're spending in it. See if they're doing other things. Are they spending time with friends? Are they eating? Are they, sleeping enough? Are they doing well in school? If those things are suffering, then experts advise that video games be one of the first things that you eliminate, so that they are able to function better in life, in the real things they have to do in life. So pay attention to that. Also, if you're concerned about your kid having that anxiety from that fight or flight response from first-person shooter games, then that's another thing to take into account. Because even though there are no blood graphics or gore, and there is no what they call the ragdoll effect, where the bodies get shaken and moved around and floppy when they die, none of that exists in this game. And so even though that's not there, sometimes kids can get extra agitated if they're sensitive to that sort of thing from the fast pace intensity of a game like Fortnite, even though, like I said, it's not extra violent. But you are still shooting at people. You still have that feeling of kill or be killed, or eliminate or be eliminated, because they don't use the term kill in Fortnite. But you have to be careful with that. Now, I'm on record saying I don't believe video games cause murderers. I don't think that. But I do definitely believe that you can have a kid who struggles with their attention span, and games like this make that worse. So be careful with that. Now, many parents will say, hey, I let them play because it's the only thing that they'll sit and do for 3-4 hours at a time. And I feel like it's probably helpful, but it's not helpful for the attention span. It's doing the opposite. It's a detriment, because the games like Fortnite and many video games, they're so fast-paced and fast-moving that it's actually shortening your attention span, not lengthening it. So pay attention to that. And if again, it's not every kid's not going to struggle with those things, but you need to know your kid and know if that's something that your child is dealing with. As they get older, they're going to do what they're going to do, but have conversations with them about the amount of time they spend playing video games. What games like Fortnite and this new Fortnite 2 update allows them to do, and how it allows them to spend their time. If they're finding themselves spending more time playing because of some of the mechanics and some of the ways that it works, if that's the case, then yeah, that needs to be something you discuss with them. Use something like Circle or something like that to keep track of the amount of time they're spending playing games. You can check that stuff out if you use the family settings on Xbox or PlayStation. Even if you don't block any time, you can still go in and get a report of how much time they spent playing the game. So yeah, the game's still pretty much the same. You're mining, you're building things just to protect yourself. There's fishing to get weapons, but honestly, I've watched hours of people playing Fortnite Chapter 2, and I've seen little to no fishing going on other than casting just randomly to be funny, because there's no time. It's literally like no matter what they add, no matter what features they add to Fortnite, most of the time what people are going to do, jump in there, get as many weapons as they can, as many resources as they can, build and shoot until they're the last man standing. And that's always going to be what Fortnite is about, no matter what else they add. So when your kids are telling you, well, but now you can fish in there, and it's not Minecraft, it's not a building game, it's a first-person shooter game. That's all it'll ever be, no matter what else they add. So let that be always in the back of your mind whenever you're thinking about the amount of time your kids are spending playing Fortnite. But anyway, that's kind of the update on the Chapter 2 of Fortnite, the big changeover from the black hole sucking up the world. And it was very interesting. And if you want to find a YouTube video of that happening, you can find that online as well, and see that the way they did that is pretty amazing and pretty interesting. And they did it all at the same time on all the servers. So everybody jumped into this live event, just like they did with the concert and with the rocket launch, to see the black hole consume the world. And then they thought they were going to see what's coming next, but then they had to wait 2 days, which again, just genius. Everybody's talking about Chapter 2 of Fortnite because they're good at marketing. They did what they did. So thank you for listening. Again, I'm Michael Prince with BecauseFamily.org, FamilyTechBlog.com. If you want to partner with Because Family and help us keep doing this, your giving, your finances, our financial giving is really beneficial and helpful to help us keep doing this. I speak all over the country, whether it's online, through Skype, or face-to-face, to parents who need help protecting their kids online. And most of the time, I can't get paid to do that. And so if I'm able to do this through your giving and donations, it helps me keep going, keep helping more families, and doing what I can to help them be internet safe and smart. So thank you for listening and for watching, and we will see you next time at BecauseFamily.org and FamilyTechBlog.com. Bye-bye.